Hi, this is Bo Yoder for 3DApexTrading.com. If you've had a chance to hear Roger or myself speak live on the subject of 3D Apex, our trading analysis methodology, you hear us talk a lot about universal principles. This is a way to measure and forecast the market, and the reason we're able to get such uncanny accuracy with our price forecasts is because of harnessing a lot of the true principles surrounding human behavior. One of the most fascinating things to me about trading, and one of the reasons why I love it so, is that you can really begin to discern these patterns and see them all over the place. So something just jumped off my charts tonight as I did a little bit of research getting ready for next week's trading that I really wanted to share with you. So let's take a look at a chart. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, and I just want you to pick out some very important characteristics. So first off, what do we see? Well, this is a market that had been in an uptrend. It was moving to the upside. And then it had this period here where there's just very distinct channeling. There's not a lot of wiggle. It just goes basically straight up with a lot of jitter, right? A little red bar, green bar, but it's just always grinding to the upside. Very sharp market break, very short duration, and then it pushes back to the upside. Then it sold off, made a double top, rotated back to the downside, sold off, came back to an area of chart support from these highs back here before, made an equal bottom and began to rally. So what happened on that chart into the future? So remember that whole posture, okay? Now let's look at the outcome. Market pushed down, a little bit of correction, came down a little bit lower, came a little lower, and then bang! True market disaster. So, in case you haven't been able to figure it out yet, this is the S&P 500 during the 2008 crash. Okay, so look at the violence and the giant move that existed there. So it's 50% retracement, going from, or a little more actually, going from about $160 per share. This is an index proxy, so about $160 a share to about 70. So a really grim experience, as many of those out there probably lived through and know. Now, one thing that I want to highlight, actually, 3D Apex has a power indicator, which is one of our core tools. And if you'd like to join us for one of our live webinars, just go to tradinglifestylecoach.com, tradinglifestylecoach.com, and you'll see right there at the top there's a sign-up form listing the dates and times of our current training sessions, if we're still running those when you hear this video. So we talk a lot about power. We show some examples in real time of how power can be used to project and forecast into the future. For any 3D Apex trader, from this moment right here, you knew the market was coming to an end. So you had plenty of time to get out at probably a really good price before the selling came off, and certainly before the crash, almost a year before the crash occurred. And so these are very important concepts to understand, because we are seeing the exact same price signaling now in the S&P moving towards modern times. If I just zoom forward here, we can see our current market posture. We've rallied to new highs. Let me go ahead and zoom in so we can see a little bit more. At this point, I have just pushed up on almost no power whatsoever. So we have all-time highs for the market index, but the power is not confirming. And that tells us that we're nearing a top in this market that is likely to produce a more sustainable reversal. So had a chance to do it here, a chance to do it here. None have really created any kind of a reasonable move to the downside, so we've never taken any positions yet on a longer time frame. But we're getting more and more power to the downside in the S&P. All right, so just be careful if you're involved in the stock market. It all seems too good to be true. It is, according to our science and our measurements. All right, so back to that chart. What I want to show you now is a new chart, and I want you to note the similarities to that 2006 through 2008 S&P chart. So here we have a market that's rallying wonderfully. Then it gets caught in a channel. It goes up in a very channel-bound correction. Or channel-bound manner. Then there's a sharp correction, very short duration, just a couple of bars, and then a continuation of the move to the upside. Then you get a sharp break to the downside, a little double bottom, and a rally. This behavior is so uncannily like that S&P chart that I remembered in my mind's eye that that's what the S&P looked like. I had to go back and check it out. And sure enough, there it was. So now this is a chart, an hourly chart of Bitcoin. Okay, now Bitcoin is the alternate currency that's been getting a lot of play recently, a lot of press, and it is experiencing a classic bubble. So that bubble now, according to, again, to my science and my instrument panel, is over. And you could expect to see the market top off pretty near to where it is now, somewhere between this 34, maybe 38 area, probably on the lower side of that, and then a giant sharp break to the downside. Now, if you go back to the S&P, look, we saw there a little more than a 50% retracement. If history holds, high here was at 400, then we would see a move back down into the 200s. Let me actually just drag the viewer there. You can kind of see a price scale. So that would bring us way down here into the 200 level. So it'll be fascinating to follow up on this and see if history does indeed repeat itself. I believe it probably will. The odds are very, very high for that. And so again, just a nice early warning for anybody involved in this market who's been involved in this bull run for a long time. Great time to take some profits. The odds are extremely high that you'll get a chance to buy them back at a radical discount. So interesting little correlation there between the virtual currency chart of the Bitcoin and the S&P throughout the 2007-8 crash. So I hope you found that interesting. I certainly did. If you like market forecasts like this, please come check out our Facebook page. You can find it by searching for 3D Apex Trading on Facebook. Or I'll put a link below if that's appropriate. And I hope you come in there, like it, and you'll get updates for any new blog postings as well as new market forecasts as they come live. We tend to follow the S&P, the Dow, gold, silver, oil, a few other markets like that everybody else follows. And also, from time to time on the Facebook page as a bonus, we'll take requests. We'll open up a column and basically take a few requests and do a customized market forecast for folks who are part of our community. So join us on Facebook at 3D Apex Trading, like us, and we hope to hear from you soon with one of our market forecasts. As always, thanks for listening. My name's Bo Yoder. Good luck and good trading.